Hello guys, this is Sahil. Welcome to Cloud Doctor. In this video, we will discuss about the CRUD endpoints which we need in our application, and we will create our DynamoDB table to store the certificate data. After that, we will start creating our endpoints. So let's start with the video. So let us first talk about how many endpoints and what kind of endpoints we need in our application. So first of all, I will tell you, in our application we will be having two modules. The first one is user module and the second one is admin module. So basically, what are the endpoints that user needs? Like user needs AddData EndPoint, okay, to add the certificate data, and update endpoint. Then user need raise delete request endpoint. User will not be able to delete the certificate. User will be able to raise the delete request, and after that user will be having an endpoint to get the user specific data. In the admin side, how many endpoints we have? We have basically 3 endpoints to get all data of every user. Okay, then we have get delete data as well, like to get the delete requested data, and the admin will be having the authority to delete the data. So these are the endpoints we need in our application. So we have created the boilerplate in the previous videos. So let us start creating first of all our DynamoDB table. Okay, so for that let me open the documentation. So this is basically the documentation which we will be following to create our YAML format to create DynamoDB table. So basically, what are the things we need? So we need type, like we are going to create a DynamoDB table, and we need to add properties and certain fields in the properties, like we will be adding attribute definitions. After that we will be adding billing mode. Then we will be having key schema with us. Then we will be having table name as well. And that's all. So let us start with the YAML file. So first of all, we have to write resources. Again, resources. Then what kind of resources we are having? What will be the name of our table? So certificate table. Then we have to define the type. So the type will be AWS DynamoDB table. Okay, then we have to write the properties as well. Properties, what are the fields? We will be having table name, then table name. So the name of the table will be certificate table. After that we will be having we will add billing mode, and it will be pay per request. Let me open this and check once. Okay, so we will be having pay per request. Then attribute definitions. Then we will add attribute definitions. Okay, so what are the attributes? We will be defining attribute inside this. Let us check once. Yeah, we have to provide attribute name and attribute type. Attribute name will be certificate ID. Then attribute type. Attribute type will be string. So either we can write string or we can write S as well. Both are same. Then we will be defining key schema. Then we will be defining key schema. So in key schema, the name of the attribute will be certificate ID. and key type will be hash. So we have created the YAML file for our DynamoDB table. Now our next task is to create our Lambda function for the create operation. So we will just alter this only because we don't need hello anymore. So it will be create certificate. Then the name of the handler will be, I will be creating a folder and adding the JavaScript files there. Then it will be APIs/create.certificate. Then we have to define environment. So what are the environment we will be having? Certificate table name. So we will reference it, certificate table. Then the next thing which we will be having is AWS Node.js connection reuse enabled. Node.js connection reuse enabled. So we need to add IAM roles also for the Lambda function in order to communicate with DynamoDB table. So for that we will be adding a plugin known as serverless IAM role per function. So let us install it first. npm install serverless IAM roles per function. Now it has been installed. So let us include it into our YAML file, plugins, and it will be serverless IAM roles per function. Yeah. Now we will add IAM role statements here. So IAM role statements. So what will be the effect? So effect will be allow, then action, DynamoDB put item. Then we have to add a resource, and resource will be our DynamoDB table. Get attribute certificate table. Now events has been already defined. It will be a post method and the path will be certificate list. Okay, then I will add course also, and the origin will be star, and headers will be self.custom.allowed headers. So we have written the YAML file for our first Lambda function and our DynamoDB table. So we have to create a folder name as API, and inside that folder we have to create a file name as create.js. And now we don't need this handler file, so we will just delete it. And in the create file we will start writing our code. So now we need to install AWS SDK plugin as well. So let me install npm install AWS SDK. Okay, it has been installed. So first of all we will require DynamoDB. DynamoDB equals to require AWS SDK /client/DynamoDB. Yeah. After that After that, where document client equals to new DynamoDB dot document client, and the region will be AP South 1 because we are using Mumbai region in our project, and max retries will be 3 for our Lambda function, and HTTP options we will include timeout 5000. That's all. So now we have to get our certificate table name as well. So const certificate table name equals to process.env certificate table name. That's all. Now we have to define the handler function. So module dot exports dot certificate equals to async, and it will take event context and callback. Okay, then let data equals to json dot parse event dot body. After that, let us include it into try catch block. Now we need to go to the documentation part, AWS SDK DynamoDB. Okay, so document client, so we need to define the params. So const params equals to, what will be the params? Table name will be certificate table name, then item will be certificate ID, data dot certificate ID, then we have user email, data dot user email, name, data dot name, certificate name, data dot certificate name, provider, data dot provider, then we have level, data dot level, then we have date, data dot date, then we have expiry date, data dot expiry date, then we have validity, data dot validity, and at last we have delete flag, data dot delete flag. So here we need to add a conditional expression also, and we will check that the certificate is already exist or what. So conditional expression, what will be the conditional expression? Attribute already exists, certificate ID. After that, so now we need to send the data to DynamoDB table, document client dot put. params.promise. Okay, after that we have to write a callback function. So before writing the callback function, let me add another file here. It will be call.js. Let me require this file here. Const call equals to require call. Now we will add callback function. It will take first argument as null, then call.statement. Status code will be 201, and then we have to send data. Now we have to add catch block as well. Catch error, again callback. The first argument will be null, then call.statement 500, and body will be error.message. There was a problem, we forgot to add ARN here, and also we need to change our region from US East 1 to AP South 1. Done. Now let me deploy it again. Now the cloud formation stack creation has been initiated. So as you can see, the deployment process has been completed. So let us check once. Yeah, the update has been complete. So let us check our DynamoDB table has been created or what. So let me open the DynamoDB console. So as we can see, our table has been created. So right now there is no any item in my table. Okay, so let us copy this API and let me open Postman. So let us paste the API here, and we need to send some data. So I have already created the data. So what are the attributes? Which we want in our data? Let us verify once. So let me add validity as well, and the validity will be 3 years. Now let me send the request. As we can see, the response we got here, we got the data in response as we have already mentioned here. In the callback we will get the data. So now let us check the DynamoDB table. Data has been added or what? So let us refresh. Yeah, as we can see, the data has been added into our table. So far what we have done, we have created our DynamoDB table and we have created our first endpoint to add data into our DynamoDB table. This is the handler file as we have created, and also we have created another file to send the custom headers. So if we are sending custom headers, then we will not be getting any kind of course error. So that's all for this video. In the next video we will create another endpoints. I request you to please like the video, share the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be adding videos frequently to complete this series. Thank you.